my Victorian boot ornaments that I'm going to work on. I had a Etsy conversation with Beth the other day, and she wanted to know if I would actually make her a couple of the vintage boot ornaments. So she was more interested in a finished product more so than a digital collage sheet. So I thought about it for a little while, then I thought, yeah, I guess I could do some for her. So this is my first one, which I've started on, and this is the vintage white boot, and it's looking really good so far. And of course the colors, you know, always look a little different on the camera for some reason. I'm not sure why that is, but they're actually really pretty in real life. And so the idea with my original Victorian boot and the one that I have on the Etsy site as the example is in the past I just would glue the front and the back together, and then I made an ornament out of it, and then I put the little pocket here, and you could roll up some money and stick it in there, or some little stick pins or whatever kind of little gift you wanted. And so she wanted to know if I could stuff these, and I was like, I had never thought about that, but I thought, why not? I'll try it. And so that is what you're seeing here, is one that I've already stuffed, and I'm just kind of letting the, making sure that the glue dried. And then she still wanted to have the pocket on the front, which it makes it a little bit more difficult because with the boot itself being stuffed, whenever you put this on flat with the pop dots, the sides are elevated, but the center ends up being flat, and it just presses right up against the boot. So I added some extra glue to the pop dots, and then when I put it on here, I have these little clothespins actually holding it in place, because I was hoping that maybe that would help keep the pop dots in the boot kind of angled down. And then I just put this, it's like a skewer. You just get these at Walmart in the grilling section, for $2 maybe. So now I think you can see how there's still a little pocket there. So it would be really cute because you could slide in this little candy cane, and it'll be really adorable. Okay, so I guess I'll go ahead and get started. So I just wanted to show you that I have the vintage ivory. I also have it in red, a classic red color, which I have not printed out because she just wanted to have a pink one, a white one, and the original blue one. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to ink my edges first with Distress ink, and I'm going to use Frayed Burlap by Ranger, which is one of these foam pads. So I'm going to go ahead and do one on the camera just so you can see, in case you've never done a project before, just so you see what it looks like. So I have my edges here, and I just work this right around, and it kind of instantly ages the piece of paper, which is really cool. And it hides the white color. So I'm going to just keep going all the way around here. And normally when I'm doing the ornaments, all my other ornaments where I'm doing a front and a back piece, I will glue my pieces together first, and then I will ink them on both sides, only because it just makes the paper a little bit sturdier, and it works out pretty good. Where this time, since you're gluing it together and stuffing it, it makes it a little bit more difficult to go around and do the edges afterwards. So I'm just going to do them in advance. So okay, and you may see that there's a little black underneath the green there, and all that is a shadow. It's a shadow from the leaves hanging over onto the boot image. So just so you know, some people might wonder, what is that? And it's because when I was creating it, I wanted all the layers to look like things are sitting on top of each other and not just pasted together. So, alrighty. Might be time to get a new sponge here soon. So I did start the one, and I was kind of surprised with how cute it was looking being stuffed, and I thought, oh man, I think I might want to keep this for myself. I'm going to be sorry that I gave them away. although I'm not giving them away, she is paying me, but it's just still, that's kind of how everything goes. It's like I never really am interested in making anything for myself until I make something for someone else, and then I'm like, oh, I wish I'd kept that. Okay, so here is the boot that has been inked versus a boot that has not, just so you can see the edges and see the difference. Okay. All right, and so I'm going to pause the camera and I will be back in just a minute after I am finished inking the rest of my pieces. Okay, I'm back and I have all of my edges inked, and I just wanted to show you some of the supplies I am using. So again, I am going to use this stick, and it's just like a shish kebab type stick, which you can find in the kitchen section at like Myers and Walmart. Whole bunch in a bag for, you know, a couple bucks. I am also going to be using some foam tabs, and these are Tombow, and I get them from Really Reasonable Ribbon. Bonnie there, excellent service. If you need ribbon, trim, mulberry flowers, that's where I get all my supplies. I am on her design team, but even if I wasn't on her design team, I would still buy from her because she ships really fast and she's just wonderful. Okay, a couple other things. I am going to use my Art Glitter Dries Clear Glue with my fine tip applicator. And I'm not sure what's going on with Art Glitter right now. I haven't heard from them in a while. I think the one girl that was in charge decided to not do things anymore. I'm not sure, but so I'm not really on their design team anymore, but I still love their glitter and their glue. So we're going to use it on the project here. I am going to use number 208 Fauna and number 349 Garnet. Let's see, number 267 Cheeky Pink. There you go. And number 109 Cavallado. Number 37 Ice. And let's see, number 230 Halo. Okay, these are all ultrafine transparent and ultrafine opaque glitters. And then let's see what else. You're going to need some little fluffy stuff to stuff with, and you'll need a bunch of little clothespins, and I have those in a couple different sizes. Actually, as you can see here, I have used them. I'm going to go ahead and take all these off because I'm pretty sure this is all dry now. Alrighty, so I'm going to go ahead and get started on one now. So let's see. I think I'll do the blue one next. I'll save the pink one for last. So move that out of the way. Alright, so I'm going to start off. Move my little pin. You want to make sure you keep that in the phone tip, or in your tip. Otherwise your nozzle here will dry out and you don't want that. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue here at the tip of the boot and around the bottom of the heel. There we go. And I'm going to come back to this side and bring it up a little ways. There we go. And I'm just going to line up my two edges here. So let's see if I can do that. Okay, and then I'm just pressing right around the edge. And then I'm going to go ahead and just put a couple of these clothespins in place, just so that it can dry, because when you start stuffing, the bottom part will want to open up if you're a vigorous stuffer, which sounds so funny, but you'll know what I mean when you're doing this yourself. So I'm going to go ahead and put a couple more on here. And then I'm going to let this dry for a moment, and I'm going to pause the camera while I do the pink one, because I'm going to do it the exact same way, and I'll be right back. Okay, I just did this one here, and I really didn't wait all that long. I pretty much just did that, and now I'm going to go ahead and start stuffing on the blue boot here. So you want to take a little bit, and actually we just start out with a small amount, so you want to make it kind of thin, because otherwise you'll end up overstuffing, and you don't want to do that. And you're just going to stick it inside between your two pieces of paper, and I'm going to use this stick here to start placing this down inside here. You don't want to do it too hard. And I didn't go like all the way to the tip. I'm just kind of going, you know, to about like right here. That way you know it's not going to pop open later, because it gives you plenty of playing room. And I'm going to go ahead and grab one more of these just to stick on there. And so it's actually better to do a small amount at a time. I know it takes a little bit more time, but it works out much better, and you can kind of place it easier if you have a small amount. Otherwise it all kind of wants to bunch up together. So I'm like, already I can tell I'm overstuffing. So yeah, once you get a little higher up on the boot, there we go, with the glue, it'll look more stuffed, and then you can stuff things down in there a little more. So I'm going to go ahead and do that same thing now with the pink one. So I'm just grabbing a little bit of fluff. I'm going to kind of break it up into some pieces here. And I'm going to open this up. And as you can see, I'm actually using like the flat end just to stuff it down in here. And then come in from the side. Grab this piece. Whoops, kind of flicked it right out of here. So there we go. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit more stuffing, and then I'll be right back. All right, I'm going to add some more glue now, and I'm going to go up the back of the boot here. And I'm just putting a little bead of glue all the way up to the where the leaves start, so you can kind of see my little bead there. Okay, and I'm going to line this up. There we go. And I'm just kind of mushing it down, because you'll see how it wants to pop open. So you're going to want to mush it down and have your clothespins ready. I know I already said this, but these are really cute. I think I might have to actually make myself some now, which is like such a rarity that I would make myself something, but I really do like them. So thank you very much for the idea, Beth. So, okay. She even made a comment like how she thought they were real, it was a real boot when she saw the picture online, so I thought that was pretty cute. So, all right. I'm going to add some more glue here on the pink boot. And I'm just doing the same thing. It's just a small bead of glue right up the inner part there. You can see it right on the edge. And you're going to line it up. And give it a little mush. There we go. And get your clothespins. Okay. All right, and we'll let that one dry, and then I'll glue the other side here in a moment. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, I just added some glue to the blue on the inside. You can see the bead of glue there, and it ends about right here. I'm going to just stop there and match up the sides here. Okay, and again, I got to find myself some more little clothespins, which I'm going to have to open up another package here in a minute. I wasn't thinking about doing two at the same time, so I'll just do that real quick. Okay. And then this way you're not filling it up too far that you're not going to be able to stuff it and get the stuffing in where you need it to go. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of put those on there. And now I'm going to do the same thing here with the pink boot. Okay. I'm just going to get a little mush, line up my edges. And where it's stuffed, you'll be able to feel that it's, you know, the paper is kind of giving on both sides. Now you want to make sure that when you're gluing, that you don't get any glue on your little clothespins. Otherwise, you'll end up gluing your clothespin to the boot, which could look good if you had it in a good place, but you just want to make sure you have it in the right spot then. Otherwise, when you take it off, it's going to leave a little mark, and you don't want that. So there we go. All right, so I'm going to let that dry, and I will be right back. All right, I went ahead and I have stuffed this one up to here, and you can tell whenever you run your hand on it and you kind of mush down that you can tell that you've got a nice solid stuffing in there. So that's kind of nice. That's how you want to do it. And I'm going to add some more now to my pink one. So I've just broke the stuffing up into tiny pieces again, and I'm just going to work it in here. And now you can kind of like push it way down into the spots where you weren't getting before. And you'll tell, because it won't want to go any farther. So that's when you know to stop. So this piece was kind of big. So let's see if I can, there we go. And you'll feel like the paper will be kind of flat, maybe in the center, but once you put the stuffing in there, it'll just come right back and pop up. So you might hear like a little noise when you're doing it, but you're fine. So you just want to make sure that you're not opening anything up. So I'll grab another little piece here. Actually, this one's even smaller, so that'd be good. And I want to get this one right in here, actually. Really close, because there was like a little crinkle there, so I want that to come out. So it'll come out when you stuff it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and add some more glue to this spot right here on both of them and continue to stuff it. And then I'll be right back. It sounds so funny saying that. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, I am back, and I have finished stuffing both of my ornaments. And actually, I think it's easier if you don't fill them quite as full as I did here. Because I forgot about having that extra pocket on the front. So the first one I did, actually I did less stuffing, and it was easier to put the little pocket on the front. Whereas with this pink one, it's taken a little bit more time because, you know, just in order to, you can see how poofy it is from the side here with all the stuffing in there. But I really do like the stuffing because it does make it look like a real boot. Sort of cool. Okay, here is what the pocket looks like. And I have cut the Tombow foam tabs in half and lined them around the edges. I will remove the papers, and then I'll put a little dot of glue on each one, and I'm going to line it up onto my pocket of the boot where it needs to go. And I'm just going to do that off camera because it's easier if I have it holding closer to me and not kind of far away here. So I will be back as soon as I'm done with that. Okay, here's a little tip. What I did is I took all of my little papers off so that the foam tabs were sticky, and I only put down the one this side, and then I went ahead and I put my stick here in place, my bamboo stick, and then I folded this over the pocket and then stuck it down on the other side. That worked much easier than just trying to than putting it on and then sticking that inside. So wasn't near as bad as I thought it would be. So there we go. So we're having 3 very cool and very vintage and beautiful looking ornaments here. So now we're going to start talking embellishments. I am going to use, I'm thinking some of these baby pink roses from Really Reasonable Ribbon. And these are the, let's see, what size are they? I think they are either the 15 or 10 millimeter. These are the 15 millimeter. And then I may use, I'm not sure, these might be too big, but these are the 20 millimeter. So they're very pretty as well. And these are all in the baby pink. This is a darker pink. I'm not sure exactly what the color it is. I'll have it in my blog post though, on the Really Reasonable Ribbon, and it looks really good too. So I might do a mixture of both of these colors of flowers because she said she would like some flowers. And then I haven't decided if I'm going to use this lace here. It's a smaller one, and let's see, I can't remember what this one's called, but like I said, it's a crocheted lace, 1/4 inch crocheted lace from Really Reasonable Ribbon, and it's a natural color, and I thought it might look really cute like going across the top part of the boot here. And then I made a bow with the Old Willow organza, and this is a double loop bow that I made with my Bow It All tool. I love that tool. You have to have one. If you haven't got one, it's going to really improve your bows and you're going to be so happy. So I may use the Juliet lace, which is one of my favorites, only because it's a little bit wider than the other one, and I think it might show up if I decide to put the flowers and a couple leaves. So I'm going to use the May Arts leaf trim, which looks like this. I just buy it in a roll from her because I like it so much. I use it all the time. All right, so I'm going to think about that and I'll be right back. All right, I decided to hold off on the embellishments. I'm going to go ahead and do my glittering first. All right, and she said that she only needed to have it glittered on one side. So I'm going to start off with my lightest color, which is 208, and that is Fauna. So I'm going to go ahead and start doing that now. And I'll do all 3 boots, all the areas at the same time. I just like to use a piece of paper to put my glitters on when I'm applying it, so I can just easily tap it right back into my container. So I've got my dry clear glue and my fine tip applicator, and I am going to go ahead and add some glitter right here to this flower petal, and I'm just going to outline it like that. I'm going to do the same thing over here. And I'm just going to do the same on all 3. I'm also going to put some right up here on this angel's wings. And I think I'm going to go ahead and outline the drum too. There we go. So if you can see where I put my glue. Let's see, there we go. And I'm going to cover all of that with the fauna glitter on the pink boot. So and this is just, I'm kind of a quick glittery person. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and tap it on the back here. Oh, and it's already looking beautiful. I hope she likes them. All right, I'll be right back as I clean up my mess, and I'm going to continue to do the same thing on the other two ornaments, except for that on the white boot ornament. I'm going to go ahead and do the whole boot as well. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, I am moving on to the pink glitter now, which is Cheeky Pink, number 267. And I am going to do the pink boot first because I've already done the other two. So I'm going to use my quick dry clear glue here, just a little, do the neckline on the angel's dress, and then to also do her sleeve. And then as well this part of her sleeve. And that's it as far as the angel goes. And then I'm going to real quick just put some glitter on and remove the excess by gently tapping on the back. So this is how she'll look on all of them. Very pretty and sparkly. I had to get all the excess off. Glitter off once everything is dried, the glue is dried. All right, I'm going to go ahead now and just show you how I did the boot. So I'm going to just start, let's see, I guess I'll hold it, let's see, right here. So I'm going to go right down the back of the boot here, which is just a strip of glue. And then I'm going to turn my piece. I'm going to continue with the glue. And I'm pretty much just outlining the whole boot with the glue. Okay. Until I get up here. And then I'm going to do these little areas here. There we go. And then I'm going to also do here, just kind of following this little fold of the boot where the buttons are. And I'm going to do the buttons, the pearls. And I didn't do that on the last one, but I kind of like a lot of glitter, so I think it'll look really pretty. So I'm just going to go ahead and circle all these pearls. Otherwise, what would be real pretty is if you had some half back pearls, not half back, flat back pearls. You could add those on here for the buttons, and that would be really pretty. Unfortunately, don't have any more. Alright, and now I am going to just go ahead and add the pink glitter. Remove the excess, and then I'm going to be careful where I'm holding here. There we go. And then go ahead and put it on over here. And you'll notice my container is a different size, so you can get the art glitter comes in multiple sizes, so just depends on how much you want of color. You can get a large amount or a small amount. So there is the pink, and I am loving that. Alright, I'm going to be right back, and I'll start some blue glitter, sorry. Okay, I am back. I have finished doing all of my glittering. I actually had some videos that showed the glittering in the process, and somehow I lost them. So I had a computer issue earlier this week, which has all been resolved now thanks to my hubby. And so I'm just going to go ahead and tell you what glitters I used, where, and then that way you can know. Alright, so for the angel's wings and all the flowers, I used Fauna. And then I used Just Peachy here on the angel and also on the pink boot. I used garnet glitter for all my holly berries, and I used cavallado on the tree, ice on my kitty cat's little bow, and then enchilada glitter on all my holly leaves. So, and I did all three of the boots glittering the same way. And then I used the ice glitter on the boot, so just so you can see that up close, how pretty and sparkly it is. And then I used the fauna glitter on my winter white boot. And you'll also see that I have used a piece of lace across the top of my pocket, and I tied a little double bow here with some gold metallic baker's twine from Really Reasonable Ribbon. I added 2 of the Mayarts green leaves here, also from Really Reasonable Ribbon, as well as this pretty baby pink mulberry rose. And I have done the exact same thing on my blue boot, and I'm going to do the same thing here on my pink one. And I also wanted to show you that I have added a hanger, and I made it with some lightweight copper beading wire. I just have a little heart shape at the top, and I tied a piece of gold organza, and I didn't want the bow to be real big, so I didn't want it to cover up the image here. And I did the same thing here. I just haven't put my bow on yet. And I've done the same thing, or I'm going to be doing the same thing with this one. I just wanted you to see the placement of the holes, and they're just 1/8 inch holes that I've made with my crocodile. And I have a piece of wire here. I was just going to show you really quick how I did my hanger, and it's pretty much, I'm just going to twist this in a circle shape and then twist a few times, and then come back in, push down the center to make a heart shape. So I believe you can see that pretty good. And I might twist it a few more times here. And then I'm just coming up through the back of my piece with one piece. Here we go. And then the same with the other piece. All right. And then you're just going to make your hanger the shape that you kind of want it to be. So I want this to be a little bit more wider here. So I'm going to go ahead and let's see. This seems pretty good. And then I want this a little higher on this side, maybe a little wider. There we go. And that looks pretty good here. There we go. And then I might actually make this just a little bit longer. And all I'm going to do then is I'm going to take my piece and just kind of curl my wire around this here, just so it stays in place. And then I'm going to use, I'll probably cut this down a little bit just so it's not too long. Just use a skewer or a pencil or anything that's long and cylindrical, and create a little coil here out of my excess copper, just so it gives a little pretty added touch there. There we go. And I'm going to do the same thing over here on this side. Just give it a little bit more of a hanger here. And then come around and then use my wooden skewer again just to go around here. Let's see. Okay. And like I said, you can just trim them to whatever size you like. So there we go. So now I've got both of my, or all three of my hangers done here. And then I thought I would just show you really quick how I did the top part of my little pockets. So I am going to take just a bead of glue and put it across here. And let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. There we go. I'm going to put a piece of Juliet lace across here. And then let that dry. And while that is drying, I'm going to add 2 leaves. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue up here and here, and then put one leaf here, and then another one on this side. Okay. And I'm going to put a big bead of glue here. And I'm just going to glue my bow here in place. Just kind of hold that down for a moment. And while that's drying, I'm going to look for my bag of roses and see if I can find an ivory rose, because I think I'm going to do, I don't know, I guess I can look and see what I think of the a pink rose here on my pink boot. I just wasn't sure if I wanted to do pink on all three. Oops. But it might look kind of pretty, actually. It does look pretty. I just want to see if I can find a ivory color one real quick, just to see the difference. So this one is a tad bit smaller, but I'll know whether or not I need to look and see if I can find a bigger one, if I like the color. Yeah, I don't know. I think I actually like the pink, so I think I might stick with the pink. Let me just look here real quick. Yeah, I guess I do like the pink. I thought I wanted to do ivory, but I think I have changed my mind. Alright, so I'm going to just add a dollop of glue here right above the bow. And then I'm just going to add my pink rose. And there we go. All finished, except for the tiny bows on top, which, let's see if I can, I'm just going to make it real simple. Take a piece of ribbon, and this is gold organza from Really Reasonable Ribbon, and place it around my piece, and then make a bow out of it, possibly. We'll see. Here we go. Make it a little bit smaller because I didn't want it to cover up any of the artwork there. Super cute. And I will just clip my edges here, and I just normally I'll just take and fold my ribbon in half and then cut it on an angle so that it gives a little bit of a different type of edge. So I'll do the same thing here. And now we have a cute little bow on the top. Alright, so let me zoom out here real quick so you can see the finished pieces. Here we go. And I love them. And I'll have some still shots of the finished pieces on my blog as soon as I make my other little bow. But so far, I think they're adorable. Alright, well, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed my tutorial, and that if you have these collage sheets already, that you might think about stuffing them, because I think it's really cute. It gives it some great dimension. I really like it, and I think I'm going to make some for myself. Alright, have a great day. Thanks for watching.